rest of the day at work. Oh, nice. That's always good.
Are we good now?
I'm here.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just making sure my audio is working.
Oh.
It was showing up that it was not working, so now I have to check it to... The Yankees turned another triple play this year. That's their second one this year.
Man, teams don't do that in 1 year, let alone twice.
Blue Jays find a way to run themselves into an odd triple play in Buffalo. That's the caption.
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Let me do this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Check, 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 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. What's going on, Ryan?
Not much, AJ. How the hell are you?
Ryan, do one more check here. I just want to see how it is with my normal voice going.
All right. AJ, how are you?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds good. Charge the switch, get it ready for after the show.
Oh, Patrick, I saw you're in here. I don't know why I don't have the deal here.
Good old Patrick.
There you are.
Yeah,
hey, Patrick.
I gotta get my water bottle. Put it down here. Thor, shut up. Daddy's gonna talk to his millions.
Like 3.
I'm just, you're I thought you were gonna continue with the millions.
And millions.
See, there you go. There you go. YouTube.
You will never guess what match I have yet to watch.
Rock Austin WrestleMania 17.
How'd you know?
It's just a lucky guess, I guess.
I watched the highlights just now of it, or a little bit ago. And like all the comments are like, we didn't know it then, but we watched the greatest match of all time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I that's my favorite WrestleMania, and it will still stand to this time as my favorite WrestleMania. All right, let's see here. You sent the attachment. All right, so. All right, so. There's Patrick. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me do something.
Which
You might hear some rattling around. I just want to fix my microphone real quick. There we go. Got me a little snack before the show. watching The Simpsons before Shazam comes out. Yeah, good old Montreal last night, eh?
Who gives a shit about Montreal?
I know. Hey, I'm just happy it's a competitive series.
Oh. I swear I could go on that Shazam show and win it.
Oh, the music show?
Yep, I was telling you I could.
Oh, the one I can name this in 3 notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. They had a I don't know.
Here you go, Ryan. Let's test your skills in it, all right?
Oh, okay.
Dun 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 dun.
I can't tell how you're doing that. Da, 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 da.
What?
Huh?
Dun 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 dun. Just take those old.
Oh, don't you dare. You know how I hate that person.
Oh, what am I missing? I don't think I put it on Facebook yet.
Oh, and then, Xbox is doing their big sale.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's not really a big sale. The Switch is doing a big sale too as well.
Wait, before we start. Yeah,
Yep.
see, I knew the intro music was low.
Yep. Let me run to the RR real quick.
All right. But you are the RR. Just take those old records off the shelf.
The kind of music just do the show.
Yeah, did you hear it? Yeah. I figured you.
That's going to be your intro for Ryan's rant.
Oh, hell no, it won't be.
Clip that.
I don't think so, Tim.
Wait, can I clip that? Whoa, wait a minute.
I hope you better not be able to clip that. I do not want to be on here singing it.
Wait.
I watched Montreal, Vegas, Game 2.
I think I can clip that. We're going to have to look into that.
No, we won't. I mean, the best part is I can't hear it, so when you do the music, so.
Oh, well, I deleted a button. Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
I Control Z it back? Nope. Okay.
Let's see it do it. All right. All right, let's see.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, roll an intro.
All right.
Gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of control.
Hey AJ, what's happening, my man? Oh yeah, enjoying the heat down there. I see. Yeah, I know what you mean by that, man. We've had some high humidity days, but the last 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, low humidity, mid 70s. So it felt really good, but man, it's that humidity that really gets to us. Trying to remember how to do everything, how to set everything up, right? I understand. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, man. We've had enjoyed the week off last week. Didn't really do much. Yeah. I got you got on Xbox that night. And you're like, or no, you'd message me. You're like, I just walked in the door, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, we're not. We're winging it, is like we like to say. Yeah. Yes. Oh man. I know. I think a lot of people that follow us follow this particular gentleman, Randy, on Twitter about the. He has some good videos, man. He is very heated about this topic, and I can't wait till we dive into that segment. Speaking of speak, yep. After the Bristol, yeah. Yeah, just a little $1 million. Yeah. So what you're saying is our lug nuts won't be all tightened tonight. All right. But speaking of the cooler situation, AJ, as the viewers know, I am going to the race, and I called MIS. I wanted a couple other things to be verified too. One about the will call. I do love doing will call. I called yesterday and I'm like, hey, are you guys still going to be doing will call since everything's going to be open up by then? And they're like, the lady I was talking to, she was like, let me hold on, let me check. She's like, yeah, would you like those tickets switched over to will call? I'm like, yes, I will, please. And I'm like, one more question about the cooler. She's like, oh, your coolers are still good. I'm like, all right, just double checking. Oh yeah, I think a lot of tracks have gotten that. All for the 500. Oh, that'd be nice. Luke Combs is actually, I do believe, one of the artists out at the Faster Horses Festival. It takes place in July, a couple weeks from now, actually, out at the racetrack. He's out there, Jason Aldean, and I forgot there was another big name artist. Let me punch that up and I'll let you all know. Uh, yes. Yeah. Um, so it's Luke Combs, Jason Aldean, and Thomas Rhett are the headliners for Faster Horses. Oh yes, yes, definitely. If you're a country music fan, I'm a Jason Aldean guy. Was thinking about going out there maybe as a single day pass, checking that out. I heard it's a great party out there. One of the coworkers I used to work with goes out there every year, and he's like, I don't remember much of the weekend. I'm like, oh, there you go. It's a good time then. Yes. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air right now. Yeah, because I'd like to go, and then I got Corn and Stain, and then I'll possibly go into Slipknot. So I'm waiting for Mudvayne to announce a tour to come back.
I have no idea why, and if anyone didn't hear me talking there and heard some little bit of dead air there, for some reason, the audio portion on the OBS, it'll stop picking up my audio like completely. It'll make me show as muted, even though you hear me, Ryan. It's
Yeah,
not streaming out, and I'm getting irritated with that. It
got
normally
Patrick and can
nor,
Patrick hear you?
normally it does it once. I fixed it here, but we should be
Oh,
good
okay.
now.
All right, cool.
It normally does it once if I don't open up the program for a couple weeks, and it's when we first start, and I'm usually good because I notice it right away. No, not this week. Now it's done it twice in the last 10 minutes of us being on here.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so that'll keep an eye on that in this show.
Speaking of getting annoyed, so on Monday, we've been noticing our power's been flickering a lot on and off lately. Well, Monday I'm getting Logan ready for take him to school and everything like that. We got some Cocomelon on for him, jamming out to Cocomelon, and all of a sudden the TV just went poof, like my power went off, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? But I'm talking to the next door neighbor earlier this evening, and I'm like, your power's been flickering on and off. He's like, yeah, it might be something with a box, a connection somewhere. So I'm gonna have to call DTE and get on that and see what the hell's going on.
Didn't you say it was like a tree limb or something, or one of your neighbors thought it was a tree limb or
Well,
something?
yeah, there's a tree limb that's hanging over from his side of the yard over to our side of the yard, but I don't think that has anything to do with that particular issue because it's the whole neighborhood that's doing it. There's a group page of the city we live in, and the wife's seen some of the complaints on there as well. So it might be a Redford thing.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah,
Always
so
nice.
hopefully, oh yeah, could be playing a video game. Next thing you know, well, Ryan's not there anymore. Luckily, I have the Switch charged.
Yeah. So that's good. How everything go good for you this past weekend? We haven't talked in a little bit, so
Yeah, yeah, everything's been going good. Just was hanging out with my mom. Logan loves time with her. Uh, Went out to dinner on Saturday evening, which was nice. Just hung out around the mall. Nothing too serious. It was a little hot on Saturday, so I'm like, let's go somewhere air conditioned.
nice.
And then my mom was driving. Because she got off work early on Saturday, and she's like, "Oh, I just drove by a sign that says it's a neighbor or a whole neighborhood full of garage sales. I think there's maybe four houses that had stuff."
Oh,
4 or
jeez.
5 houses. Yeah, neighborhood garage sale, eh? 4
Hey.
houses.
But you went garage sailing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice. I found out this week that I'm going to see Mike Trout play for the first time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that last night on the
Yeah.
Xbox. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it will. First
All
baseball game in these current COVID times.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. Comerica Park has opened up full, no restrictions, everything like that.
Did you like
But
what I said earlier?
yeah,
You
yeah,
guys,
oh, yeah.
you guys had COVID guidelines
Yeah.
or restrictions.
Tuesday, the restrictions get limited or lifted. It was supposed to be originally July 1st, but now it's on Tuesday. There's no more restrictions
Oh, so
anymore.
they moved it up.
100%. Yeah, finally signed with the times.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. So, with that being said, Ryan, how about we get into some gas and go and we kick off this agenda-free show?
Let's do it.
Gas and Go, it's where we would normally go over every race from the past weekend, covering all the action, but this week, like I said earlier, it's a little bit different. Xfinity Series from Mid-Ohio a couple weeks ago, AJ Allmendinger got the win there in very surprising fashion. Had WWE on the mind.
That's
You see that? No, but AJ Allmendinger won in pretty upsetting fashion. In a sense of he was down to 30th with about 20 to go, I think it was. After a pit stop violation, works his way back through, had a couple cautions, and held at the end of the race to take the lead.
Yeah.
You had Austin Cindric, who dominated, getting shuffled out of the way, and then eventually taken out to no fault of his own. But thoughts on the Mid-Ohio race, Ryan?
I thought it was a pretty entertaining race, and if I would have more of a notice, I was thinking about possibly going down there. It's not that far of a drive for me, about 2.5 hour drive to go down there. I wouldn't mind checking out a road course NASCAR race at Mid-Ohio. I've never really liked the track, but if I could go there, maybe a little bit different. But I thought overall, it was a very entertaining race. Cindric had the car to beat, late race caution, car getting stuck, and like you said, AJ Allmendinger, hell of a restart to get the win.
Took it 3 wide.
Yep.
Did Ty Gibbs end up saying that was a dirty move by AJ, or he tried to as in Ty Gibbs, tried to play him dirty?
I think Gibbs said that as a whole, and I want to touch on Ty Gibbs for a minute there. The kid's got a ton of potential. He's got great talent, as we've seen already. He has definitely got to work on the mic skills.
He's young. I'll give him a second. But it's
That's road course racing. That's just road course.
I didn't like his reaction if it was negative towards AJ, because AJ did nothing wrong there.
Yep.
It's not like he went off the racing surface to do it. It's not like he purposely doored anybody trying to make the pass. You know, he made the pass, and I thought he made it cleanly.
I thought so too. I thought it was a great move, an excellent move, and those are the moves right there. Not only win you races, but win you a championship in the end.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, and AJ knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it did.
I know you did.
I was waiting for you to realize what I said.
Yeah, I know.
And then
deal with the barking dog right now. So
yeah, I thought it was a entertaining race from Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio always puts on a good show, it seems, especially late in the race. It seems like the person who dominates the day never ends up winning there.
No, not at all. Just the way road courses play out.
It's the way the cookie crumbles. Or how certain people go through the gravel, depending on those two.
Or in the kitty litter.
The kitty litter.
Or if you're a golfer and you end up in the rough.
Yeah, eventually we'll hear turtles.
Or chicanes.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, what's up?
A little off base. When are you going to do your Scooby-Doo reference?
Oh, that's coming a little later.
I can't wait. Y'all are in for a treat with that one.
Oh, yes.
The Xfinity Series then took place from Texas on Saturday, and Kyle Busch won. No shock there.
No, 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 not at all. And man, I tell you what, it was hotter and than hell on that Xfinity race on Saturday,
Yeah.
and with the truck race too that was there run earlier in the day.
Yeah, the Xfinity Series, Kyle Busch wins. Only talking point really I'm taking from it is the fact that he's now one win away from 100 Xfinity Series wins, and now we get to see if when he gets it, he calls it quits in the Xfinity Series. And I know it wouldn't happen this year because there's already sponsor commitments there to run out certain races at the end of the year. And I don't know about next year, but I would say by 2023, do we see him back in the Xfinity Series?
No.
I think we do.
You think so?
Yeah. Is he at 100? He's at 100 truck wins, isn't he?
I think so. Lord, come on, bud.
I'll check that.
There's something, too, that was funny during the race. He won the first stage, and Logano and Keselowski are in the booth, and, they talk to the drivers and all that.
Yep.
Well, Joey wants to be the one to talk to him, and he's like, hey, Kyle, it's Joey up in the Fox Sports booth. You got a copy? And all of a sudden you hear Kyle Busch go, oh, boy.
I would have loved if he would have just went, nope.
Yep.
Nope. And then Brad's like, Kyle, you got me? Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. But yeah, it was funny. I'll try to find the audio and I'll try to send it to you. I forgot where funny. I found it, but it was pretty funny.
That's funny. I completely missed it. To be perfectly honest with you, I completely missed that race. I think I forgot the races on Saturday were even going on.
Yeah, they're point races too. Yeah, the truck race was run earlier in the day, and then the Xfinity was like at 4:00.
And you mentioned the truck race, John Hunter Nemechek getting the win there, out-dueled Chase Elliott to get the win. So
yeah, good win for JHN.
That's a feel-good win right there.
Being a Cup guy, if guy you used to compete with, you're like, hey, this is what happens when I have better equipment.
Yeah, we got more John Hunter talk coming up here later on.
Yep.
Cup Series, Kyle Larson won Sonoma. He pretty much dominated that whole day, as he's done most of the season. Had different battles there with Truex and Chase at the end.
Yep.
A couple of overtime restarts, but that got Larson the win. Side note, great move by Chastain to wreck and gain positions by doing it.
That was awesome. Hey, there's nothing in the rule books if you can't do it.
Hey, there was no turtles there, as you would say, Ryan.
No, or the little chicane you had to go through. Speaking of which, I think it's time to do away with the carousel.
Yeah, I love that traditional NASCAR Sonoma layout, especially that camera angle that sat in the what was it? Was it turn 7?
Yeah, coming in looks like they're about ready to hit.
Looks like they're about to smack the wall every time.
Yeah.
See a guy enter in too high, boom.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's some RVs that were right up on top of where that is. That's a pretty good view right there. But
Sonoma's got to be nice because I feel like in the grandstand you can still see the whole track.
Because how narrow it is. In some places. That's why, like, when you're listening to the scanner, I think there was only 2 scanners. Your
2 spotters?
Scanner. Yeah. I say scanners? Yeah. It's one of those shows, you said, the Winging It episode. So, but yeah, like I said, I think it's time to do away with it and go back to the layout that they've had before. I think the racing's a little bit better, and that, like you said, that camera angle looks like they're going to hit that wall. Is awesome.
It's all about what the viewer thinks, right?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that how the saying goes? It's all about the viewer.
The viewer is always right.
The viewer is always right. That's not an official term, but we're making it official now.
Yep.
Then we had the wackiest all-star race I'd ever seen. Well, I mean, really, the wackiest open, too, I've ever seen.
Yeah, how many crashes in the first?
It was incredible.
Well, they said the track temperature at the time of the race was 145 degrees.
I was watching that race, that open race, going, man, they're going to need to push back the all-star race start.
Yeah. And they had a women's soccer game on after that. And I'm like, yeah, they might have to push that back that time.
Yeah.
Unreal, the open with all the crashes. Some great saves, too, by a lot of drivers, too.
I did, Dalton Good, who's been on the show before, as y'all know, put up a tweet like, who's your picks for the open? And I put my picks out there. And within the first 10 laps, 2 of them were already out.
Yeah, I was happy to see DiBenedetto get the fan vote. He posted a message on Twitter prior to getting in the car for the All-Star race, and he got a nice ovation when they were doing the driver intro, so good to see.
Yeah, so you had Reddick win one of the open stages. Chastain won the other, right?
His car, he won the first stage.
Or he won the first one.
Yeah, because he came from last to first, and because Reddick led the majority of the first segment, as we like to call it, and Chastain passed him. Reddick wins 2, and then Eric Almirola, I thought, was the other winner. Yep. And then the fan vote was DiBenedetto.
How about Almirola's only luck coming in non-points paying races?
I
guess you can't really consider the duel a non-points paying race when they get 5 points if they win, right?
Yeah, true.
Or a playoff point, 1 point.
I think it was a point.
Yeah, so there's that, but it seems like that's all that guy can win right now.
Yeah. Stewart-Haas racing in general,
it's been abysmal to say the least.
Compared to what we saw last year with Stewart-Haas racing and to this, my personal opinion, I think they were focused morely on the new car, but obviously with
I think Hendrick is turning into what Stewart-Haas was last year.
Yeah.
Well, what Kevin Harvick was last year.
Yeah, but it's a whole organization. All 4 of them cars are up front every week in and week out.
Yeah, and we got more conversation coming up about that too. We get to the All-Star race, and I was so confused going into it. I think I'm still confused even after it. But the way that TV portrayed it, and they explained it as it was happening, it made sense. But,
of course.
But when you drop a press release that has 6 rounds and it's a whole bunch of gibberish going on, you're like, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, it was funny when they were, because after the Open, they're back in the booth, and it's Mike, Jeff, and Clint, and Mike Joy's like, this is an easy format, and then he explains it, and I'm like, oh, all right. But for what it was worth, I thought the All-Star race was a very entertaining race.
I thought that was some of the best racing that Texas has put out in years. However, I would still say bulldoze the entire thing, but that's just me. The All-Star race was fun. It was exciting. You had the pit crew bonus, which was another cool thing to add to it because you knew every guy on every pit crew was trying their absolute damnedest to be the fastest ones. But it was really cool. I hated the way it ended, I guess, per se, because I called it again. I was like, the 5's going to pass the 9 in this final stage. It's not even close.
Lo and behold.
Kyle Larson, man, gets the $1 million, won a sprint race, I think, last night, or a wing sprint race last night. Dude's just winning everything. Just... let's talk about Hendrick Motorsports a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
There's 2 tiers. There's the bottom tier, which is Chase, Byron, Bowman.
Yep.
And then there's the Kyle Larson tier, because that dude is on his own platform right now. I get Hendrick's doing really good this year. With all 4 cars having wins already. Bowman, Larson with multiple wins. The 9 and 24 being competitive week in, week out.
Every week, yeah.
It seems like every time I look, the 9's running in second to Larson. Really good. I think the addition of Chad Knaus has really paid off there a lot. But, just pencil Kyle Larson in as the champion now.
Look at Cliff Daniels when he was with Jimmy. And now with a different driver, maybe Kyle fits his crew chiefing style more than what Jimmy did.
Hey,
but it's incredible.
Call it a hot take, if you want.
Okay.
Kyle Larson is light years ahead of where Jimmy Johnson was in his last 3 years.
Oh, of course.
And that's saying something about a 7-time Cup champion being as bad as that team was those last 3 years. They were bad. arguably maybe the worst Hendrick running car in a 2-year span.
Oh yeah, I've never seen anything that bad.
I mean, it was a fall off a cliff after they won that title in what, 17?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 17, right?
Yeah, 17. Yep.
Yeah. So after they won that title in 17, it was a free fall off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then now look at them. They're the class of the field. All these other drivers like, man, you're gonna have to wreck a Hendrick car in order to win this week. You're gonna have to, beat a Hendrick car. It seems like every week we got to beat a Hendrick car. We got to beat a Hendrick car. It's incredible.
Well, you had Kyle Busch saying we have a problem with HMS.
Yeah.
You had Brad getting out of the car saying running second to Hendrick seems like more of an achievement than anything.
Yep.
That just speaks how far ahead Hendrick is right now to every other team. We talked about Stewart-Haas Racing earlier. Look how far they've fallen off. I mean...
Incredible.
Penske's got all 3 of their guys have wins already, I think.
I don't think Joey.
I thought Joey had a win already.
Let's do a little recap.
It's been a long first 16 races, I'll tell you that.
Speaking of which, obviously Sunday was the last race for the Fox broadcast team. Overall assessment with the 3 guys in the booth.
Boyer's awesome. Mike Joy's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's take it for what it's worth. Jeff's kind of a homer, and what I mean by that is, if there's a Hendrick car in the race, you know where Jeff Gordon's eyes are.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying Jeff Gordon's a bad broadcaster, because I love the insight that he can give and the experiences he can relate to. Bob Levine said something a couple weeks ago about how it's time to get the owners out of the booth.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's hard to have somebody up in the booth in the Cup Series being partial when their cars are running in it. And there's been rumors and speculations that after this year, Jeff Gordon's going to be leaving the Fox booth to go join Hendrick as a chief executive officer, I think, or something way high up in there. And I believe that once Hendrick is done, he's going to pass that team on to Jeff.
Yep.
I think you're going to have an opening next year in that booth. So, I mean, whether you bring Larry Mack back, somebody else, I don't
Jamie
know.
McMurray.
Maybe, but I think Jamie does really well with the pre-race and the mid-race programs that they do.
I don't think Larry Mack wants to go back to the track. I think he likes doing his thing in the the command center in Charlotte.
Yeah,
but yeah, Logano won the dirt race.
I thought yeah, that's right. He won the Bristol dirt race. I lost my train of thought there. Larry Mack. I thought Larry Mack was taken out of the booth against his own choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'd love to have him back in it.
I love his line. Reach up there, pull them belts one more time.
So we're on the topic of Texas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about coolers.
Yeah, let's talk about coolers.
How about those coolers, Ryan?
What is Texas Motor Speedway thinking?
Let's put it this way. Where are they racing at this weekend, Ryan?
Nashville Super Speedway.
No, I'm sorry, last weekend.
Oh, Texas Motor Speedway.
Yep. All right. How hot was it in Texas?
If with your heating decks and everything like that, I do believe what they said was the real feel of 109 degrees.
And what was the track temp, Ryan?
145 degrees, which is why the cars were slipping and sliding like they're on ice.
Thank God we can bring coolers in, right, Ryan?
Correct.
Oh, wait.
You have a nice cold beverage, nice water. 109 degrees. I still have a couple beers, who am I kidding? But no, I would be having some water.
Yeah, Who, in all actuality, Ryan, who does not allow coolers into their track?
That would be Texas Motor Speedway.
However, what are you allowed to bring in to the track, Ryan?
Clear bag.
Clear bag. Yep. With ice in it and drinks.
Yep.
Ryan, on a 109 day at Texas Motor Speedway with a track temp of 147, How long do you think that ice might last in a clear bag? Maybe the walk to the gate?
I would say, depending on how far of a walk you have, probably by the time you got to the ticket to hand the lady your ticket, the ticket scanner, I think that water would be actually boiling.
Yeah, so apparently Texas doesn't allow coolers in. They only allow clear plastic bag or clear backpacks or bags or whatever.
Yep.
One of our favorites, Randy the Plumber, had a
Randy
pretty
the
epic
Plumber,
rant. It's got some attention from some drivers and
a lot of drivers.
Naturally NASCAR media. An absolutely awesome rant. If you haven't seen it, I've posted it twice already to
There's
our
a
Twitter
couple
page.
other rants he did too.
He did a couple other rants. Denny Hamlin spoke about it, said, just paraphrasing here, basically said it was unreal that they don't allow coolers in there, especially for a day like Sunday was. What were your thoughts of that, Ryan?
Absolutely ridiculous. To be a fan of the sport for as long as I have, to be going to the track for as long as I have, and never had a problem with taking in a cooler. And if I were to go down to Texas Motor Speedway for my first time, all my gear in there with the cooler, filled with ice, water, and your drinks. To get up there and like, oh, we're not allowing coolers in. I would be livid. I would be irate. And Randy the Plumber, as you said, put it best. He actually shot a video of people standing in line during green flag action on the track. Keep in mind, it was only a short race, 100 laps in total, I do believe.
Correct.
Plus, you had the open, so basically 150 laps. People were in line for almost a half hour, he said. It's unreal. I just don't understand it. If it was because of a Rona, Texas is fully open, so they should be able to bring their coolers in. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I guess from what I've been seeing, I do believe that they do not allow coolers at Nashville.
That is correct. You were absolutely right about that. And it's supposed to be another hot weekend in Nashville too.
Yep, 90 degrees, and they did they're on one of the Twitter pages. They have a sneak peek at the prices for everything. A beer's $9, a water's $4.
Yeah, I mean it's better than Daytona prices, but then again, you know what I'm allowed to bring in at Daytona?
Cooler.
A cooler.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what's really needed in the state of Florida for any race you go to? A cooler.
And an umbrella.
Now I did have one hiccup with the whole Randy the Plumber thing.
Okay.
All right, and this is nothing against the man. I think what he does is phenomenal. I love the videos he posts. It's one thing to be talking about a change to come to NASCAR for the fans with the cooler situation and bringing attention to that and talking about how it's really going to hurt the sport attendance wise if fans get wind that there's no coolers and they're not going to want to go if they can't bring in something cold to drink. Otherwise, they have to spend outrageously ridiculous prices, beverage prices, or even stand in those absurdly long lines.
Yes.
It becomes an issue when you start trying to make money off it. At the end of a couple of those videos, he's talking about, go buy this hat or go buy a hat or a sticker or something. And at that point, it becomes self-promotion. And that's the only thing I don't like about it, because it's like, I thought you're upset, but now you're kind of trying to like get people to buy your merchandise and things like that. There's a fine line between trying to grow awareness for a cause and trying to promote your business or yourself, and that's where I have an issue, the very most minor issue with the videos he posted.
I totally understand that. I totally agree with you. But like I was saying, I agree with what you're saying there. The self promotion. I don't like that either. But the point he's trying to make that point. It's like, think about it. You go to you go to a race. Yeah, you're going to be spending money. You got the merch trailers that I love doing the merch trailers. We got a nice flea market at MIS that I go buy old school cars. Like I've got a lot of my junior stuff, a lot of my Mark Martin cars from the flea market. But I also like the fact, though, that I can take my cooler inside. There was a race my brother and I went to. It was one of the June races. We ran out of beer 50 laps into the race. Okay, guess what? And guess what? At that point, I was okay with going to purchase beverages at the concessions because I personally ran out of beer myself. Which 50 laps into the race, I went down. I'm like, oh, damn, there's no more beer left. So I'm
No,
like,
and
Scott,
I get that.
I'm like, you need one? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it at the concession. I understand that, but for them, oh, excuse me, hiccups. Not.
You drinking tonight, Ryan?
I wish. No, I'm drinking water and some. Hold on.
No, but that's kind of where I have a minor issue with what's going on there. And that's all I've got. Well, NBC takes over now, like you said earlier. What's your thoughts on the first half of the season, seeing as how this was the All-Star races, that cutoff point for halfway through?
I enjoyed it. I thought we saw some really good races. We saw a couple of clunkers, which is okay. I thought Boyer was I'm going to say it, a godsend in that Fox booth this year. He brought energy. He brought excitement. He was that kid in the candy store. When you get that first piece of candy, and he went and he ran with it. It started at the when they ran the road course for the Clash. I thought he's taking the mic and he ran with it. And the best part was, now that's Talladega. You know what I'm talking about on that. And I thought he was great. The race I was most excited for, though, was Coda. Kind of disappointed with the rain. Hopefully they do go.
It was only slightly disappointing.
Oh yeah, slightly disappointing. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do go back next year. Hopefully with dry conditions. I think that would be a great race. I thought the track was. I think the track's awesome. Homestead was obviously awesome for obvious reasons. I think the Hendrick camp, like we've said, is the team to beat this year. I think all four drivers have a chance to be in the final four. I think that's how dominant Hendrick is right now. But I am definitely looking forward to the second half of the season. I think it starts this weekend at Nashville. Kind of like I missed the cars at Nashville. I thought the Xfinity cars always put on a good show there. Then we got Road America and then the Indy Road Course. And then I won't mention August 22nd. So
I think your second half of the season is going to be the same as the first. I think it's going to be Hendrick dominated, primarily by. It looked like you were just taking a sip of Miller Lite. I don't know why. I looked over in the corner and it looked like
water bottle.
No, I think Kyle Larson again is just going to be that dominating factor the rest of the year, all the way through to Phoenix for the championship. That team is going to need a major catastrophe to not be champion this year. I mean, they are the whole team is far and away better than every other team, but the driver that's far and away from everybody is Kyle Larson, and it is what it is to his haters. So I'm sorry, you know.
Oh yeah. And I know a lot of people are saying, how did this, we all know what happened with him. From going to a subpar equipment in Ganassi to this great equipment in Hendrick, like, how did this happen? And it's like we've always said, people deserve a second chance.
Yep, and he got it. He's ran with it.
And he's running with it. He is running with it.
I do like the fact there's a couple road course races coming up, because I think Chase can get some wins there. I mean, although Larson's now looking pretty good on a road course.
Yep. We have the double dip at Pocono.
Yep, you got. That's right. That's not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah. Hold on. I got this couple schedule right here. Obviously, we got Nashville. I think that's going to be a fun one. Pocono. Yep, the Pocono double dip. Then 4th of July, Road America. I am looking forward to that race. The Xfinity cars put on a great show there.
Let it drizzle.
Yep, and then back to Atlanta for the Quaker State 400.
Yeah, there's a lot of chances for no coolers being in there.
Yep.
All right, here's part of the show where it's pretty much taken over by you guys.
All right.
Patrick wanted us to talk about the Superstar Racing Experience SRX. They had their first race from Stafford Speedway in Connecticut.
Yes, Stafford in Connecticut. Alan
Um,
Bestwick grew up doing races there, by the way.
Alan Bestwick, Danica Patrick on the broadcast. You had the likes of Greg Biffle, Tony Stewart, Paul Tracy. Who else was in that, Ryan, this week? I'm trying to remember.
Helio, the Indy 500 winner, Helio Castroneves. Did you mention Tony Kanaan?
Tony Kanaan. Marco was in that too, wasn't he?
Yep. Bobby Labonte, Bill Elliott. You mentioned Smoke. I did watch it. There is one thing I do like about it, and this was the one that got my attention. At each of these tracks, you're going to have 10 drivers with a wild card, and the wild card this weekend was or this past weekend was Biffle, and then you have a local home track hero. And I thought that was the coolest thing. A guy's run there, won championships, multiple laps at the Speedway. I thought that was cool to see.
Doug Kobe, man.
Yeah, Doug Kobe. Yep, he actually won. He won the thing.
Yeah,
and then he embarrassed himself by landing right on his keister.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
But he got right back. I was like, I can't believe I did that.
Here was my thoughts, my initial thoughts of watching it as the heat races started.
Yeah.
I thought it was incredibly slow.
Okay.
Like, I just thought it was really slow paced. You had a bunch of different guys up front at different points during the main race. But no, like, I've gone to short tracks. I've watched everything from super late models all the way down to, you name it.
Mini wedges.
Yeah. It just seems so slow. I don't know what, like, I've watched those races on TV and have seen them, like, you could tell how that there is some speed there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
on this one, just seemed really, really slow. I thought the racing, though, was great. Like,
heck yeah.
The competition was great. They need a little bit of work, maybe, with the co-host in the broadcast booth. Alan Bestwick was great, as always.
Oh, Matt Yoakum was great on pit road.
But Danica, there's cars wrecking, and she goes, "Now there's what we want to see." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Paul Tracy couldn't stay. I enjoyed it. I think this weekend's going to be good because they're on dirt at Nashville Speedway. That'll be fun to watch. I think they do need a little tweaking on the car, like you said. Maybe give it a little bit more speed. All in all, I do like it. I do like the celebrity crew chiefs and all that too. You're not working with the same guy every week, which is kind of cool. Like you said, Danica in the booth.
That's a question mark.
Yep.
I mentioned the slowness, Ryan.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see them on a dirt track, though.
Yeah, this is Saturday night at 8:00 on CBS.
Yep, I am excited to see them run on a dirt track and just see what it is.
This is something I like to an extent. You got 12 cars out there. That's it, only 12. You don't have 20 car field. You only have 12 guys out there. If your car gets wrecked in a heat race, you get another car to go out there. I kind of like that just because of the fact it's only 12 cars out.
Shades of the 2001 All-Star race.
Yep. Yep. And I'm all right. I'm all right with that. I mean, you got to think though. A lot of these IndyCar guys. Marco Andretti's another guy we didn't mention. He had probably never raced on anything like this before, just because he's always been in the karts, always right and left turns. I think you might see a road course added, like a smaller road course on it. Maybe I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good for what it was. And Alan Bestwick hasn't lost a beat, by the way.
No. I didn't put it in our news this week, Ryan.
Yeah.
CBS does not want to bid for any TV rights for NASCAR right now. That speaks.
Yep.
That speaks that they're pretty set with what they got. They don't need what NASCAR's providing, and that kind of tells you something about what's going on over here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's SRX is providing a lot of great content in the sense of a lot of people don't know some of the drivers in NASCAR now. Like, they couldn't name half the field now, or 45%. These legends that they have in SRX, like what the old IROC series was, it's a lot of the big name guys. It's a lot of wow factor. It's
Yep.
The names draw people to watch it, and SRX gets lucky because these are guys that don't need to promote themselves. Everyone knows who they are.
You got Michael Waltrip. Yeah, he's only won a couple races, but guess what? One of those races was the biggest race of all.
Two of those races were the Daytona 500.
2 Daytona 500 wins. Yep. Yeah, and it's Bill Elliott. What can be said about Bill Elliott?
Fastest man in the world.
Yep, past champion. Helio Castroneves, 4 Indy 500 wins. I mean, it's just like I said, I enjoyed it. I saw a lot of the comments on social media giving it high praises. Did you see any negative comments on that?
No, honestly, just besides the Danica part, which was the only thing that I agreed with negatively about it.
The obvious.
And then just the fact that it was slow. It just seemed really slow paced.
I think that's something they're going to work on, tweak the car.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Excuse me.
Eddie tweeted in a little bit late to the thread today. He said, "Where would we like to see the All-Star race located next year?" And I've already got my track in mind. Ryan, what's yours?
I let you go first because I got to think about this.
I would go with Martinsville under the lights.
I'd be all right with that.
I think Martinsville provides a lot of what ifs. And while we're on the topic of All-Star races, I sent out a tweet earlier. Maybe not everyone saw it. But it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, per se. It's not going to be what everyone wants to see. And it might be a little hot takey, if you will. I like the 6-round idea.
All right.
Do a couple inverts in there, like they did this year. However, at the end of each round, you eliminate 2 cars.
You can see that.
Your bottom 2 get eliminated. And we're not talking about, like, when we're talking about an invert, we're not talking about a full field invert, top 12, top 15. You've got enough cars to field to have your best, 6 guys running at the end for the $1 million. Just a thought.
I'd be all right with that.
It's not the best thought in the world, but damn it, I came up with it.
Yeah. Martinsville would be fun.
It'd be great at a track like Martinsville. Yeah.
Why not switch it up? Why not go to Eldora? You don't have to make a pit stop necessarily at Eldora. Why not?
The thing with the All-Star race, Ryan, besides the Bristol dirt race we do, it would be hard to do an All-Star race at Eldora. You know what I mean? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be hard to do like that when that's not what your bread and butter is. It's either got to be a mile and a half or a short track. You can't do a super speedway because there's too much unpredictability and it's going to be a lot of torn up race cars by the end of it.
Or I got one. You know how would they put the money in for these North Carolina tracks? Rockingham.
Or Wilkesboro if they ever can get it back,
Junior put something on one of his the Dale Jr. downloads. By the way, if you haven't watched the Ward Burton or listened to the Ward Burton one, definitely listen to the Ward Burton one.
The Ward Burton one was good, but I'm going to raise you this week's Jimmy Spencer one. The Jimmy Spencer one is great.
I have not heard it. I wonder whatever happened to him, but
you'll find out.
Junior said basically, if you want to do Wilkesboro, put it as a dirt track. And I thought about that for a minute. A permanent dirt track. I would be all right with it.
Yeah. I mean, you got a couple great ones that you could do it at.
Yeah.
Already built. Already there.
There you go.
One that was on the truck schedule not too long ago.
Oh, Eldora.
One that's on the truck schedule this year.
Where is the truck?
Knoxville.
They are running. That's where SRX is this weekend.
Yeah.
So you get a little preview of what Knoxville Speedway is. I've did a little research on it myself. It looks like a very nice track. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
What's that, Knoxville?
Yeah, Knoxville. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's funny that the truck series is in Nashville this weekend. They go to Pocono next weekend, then back at Knoxville.
Yeah.
Should have just kept them in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was all we had here. I'm just going to give an updated standings before we move on to Tire Rub. As I pull it up, I was unprepared for the moment. Truck Series, John Hunter Nemechek, Ben Rhodes, Todd Gilliland, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Zane Smith, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, and Carson Hosaver. Am I saying that right, finally?
I think it's Hosaver. I think they...
Hosavar.
Speaking of which, they did a really nice piece on him on race day prior to the race Saturday. I had before my mom came over, I had it on, and he's a tall guy. Him and Mikey are about the same size. Talked about his upbringings and all that, how he got started in the racing. Very cool piece because a lot of the guys, Todd Bodine's really high on him. They're a lot of the guys, and he came back home on Wednesday last week and won a race at Berlin Raceway.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, the crowd of kids in the stands.
Xfinity Series, Austin Cindric, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, Daniel Hemrick, Jeb Burton, Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, Myatt Snyder, Brandon Jones, Noah Gregson, Michael Annette, and Josh Berry rounds out the top 12.
Noah didn't have a good run at Mid-Ohio.
No, he didn't. Cup Series, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, William Byron, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, and Austin Dillon round out your top 16. And just a quick scheduling note to update here. Truck Series from Nashville is on Friday, well, tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1. The Xfinity Series is from Nashville on Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. And the Cup Series takes over from Nashville Super Speedway, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. So you got a jam-packed weekend from Nashville Super Speedway.
I do have a little bit of a problem here. By the way, all the truck races are on Fox and FS1 throughout the rest of the year. That's in their contract.
Yep.
The problem I have, I understand the U.S. Open's on. Why is NASCAR, like, when it goes from, how we start the year off with a bang, Daytona 500, Fox all the way up to, I think it's Martinsville was the first race on FS1, and then it goes back and forth between Fox and FS1. Why is the majority of the races for NBC on NBCSN?
Well, they got to get their fill of it before it's not a channel anymore.
I just it really grinds my gears, but.
All right, Tire Rub, we got some news to go over.
Yep.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
And before the show started today, we got a little bit of breaking news, sort of, a couple hours before the show started, so I'm going to play that sound effect too.
All right.
Breaking news. No, not Colleague Racing, who already confirmed going to Cup Series a couple weeks ago. GMS Racing announces their Cup expansion for 2022.
Exciting news.
That's
like it.
one I kind of didn't see coming, especially with the sponsorship struggles they've kind of had so far this year in the Truck Series.
Maybe they found somebody that say, "Hey, we're going to Cup. We'll get a sponsor on them."
Who's the driver?
Maybe Matt D. Or
maybe.
do they?
I think he stays with Penske or with Wood Brothers.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I don't. Do they skip Sheldon Creed all the way from Xfinity or from trucks to Cup? I saw someone post up Noah Gregson, and that is a compelling name there. Like that one, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it could be Noah.
Noah would be a good fit.
maybe Zane. I don't see Zane Smith. I think he's got to go to the Xfinity. Ankram's a little too young. You got to go to the Xfinity, I do believe. Maybe Sheldon Creed. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like such a question mark of who that could be.
Yeah.
You know,
Noah would be a good one.
I'm gonna stick with Noah. I'm gonna say it's Noah.
All right, all right.
NASCAR has been considering an all-electric companion series in the future.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to even think about it.
So you're running halfway through the race. Oh, we got to charge the batteries.
Yeah, I got to charge batteries halfway through.
Intermission.
Texas Motor Speedway is downsizing their grandstands. Shocker.
Yeah.
Oh, they need to reconfigure that track to
Yeah.
something that's not that.
See, I don't, I don't like that. A lot of these tracks, like, oh, we're gonna have lower banking in 1 and 2, but we're gonna have higher banking in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I don't know. That Harvick scheme this weekend for Nashville, sick.
Oh, the Gravedigger.
Saw another picture of it, just perfect.
There's a video. It was on Twitter. Keelan and I can't remember their daughter's name.
I can't remember either.
But they're in the shop and all that, and Harvick's in one of the offices, and Keelan goes, "Daddy, we have a surprise," and he asks the daughter what it is, and Keelan turns around because the camera's following him.
Don't tell her.
Yeah, he's like, don't tell him," and she's like, "Okay." And they walk outside, and the guy who drives Gravedigger instead of Gravedigger, the Andersons, they're out there with it and all that, and they unveiled the car, and the car looks badass. I hopefully to get the digest of that soon.
Yeah, I think after the show I'm gonna pre-order it.
Yeah, it is a badass looking car.
Ryan, I just gotta say it.
Okay.
My Brad K prediction, I think, is slowly coming true.
Oh, I think it is too.
So Jenna Fryer posted on Twitter a couple days ago, about 6 days ago,
All right.
that Roger Penske met with the media, and so he was asked about Brad Keselowski and what the update is there, and he said in quote, "We have a contract with the rest of the season. We have a contract with," and I'm assuming Brad Keselowski was put there. I don't know why it's taken out, but the rest of the season, anything he's going to do or we're going to do, we'll make announcements properly at the right time. And then they asked him, will Cindric be in the 21 next year? Which was already pretty much confirmed. He said, quote, "I don't know." So, my prediction of Matt DiBenedetto staying at Wood Brothers.
Yeah.
I didn't say he was going to stay at Wood Brothers. I figured they were going to move Matty D to Penske, but now it makes sense for that. DiBenedetto stays at the Wood Brothers, and Cindric goes into the 2-car. That's what I see happening. And then he was asked a question, can Matt DiBenedetto possibly return to the 21 next year? And he said, quote, "For me to discuss drivers, what is it, June or July? The season isn't even over yet. We haven't made any permanent decisions on drivers. There's a lot of moving parts." I am telling you, he is going to Roush.
I think it all started too when they did the whole crew chief swap at Penske. Because him
taking
and
Paul Wolf away.
Yeah, him and Wolf had that chemistry that you see a lot, like with Jimmy and Chad. Another good crew chief combination. You name it, you see it. But I think that's what broke the camel's back, and then him not getting that long-term deal, that 4-year deal, the 3-year deal, not no Patrick Mahomes type deal, but just a deal that we put in place. I didn't think he like that. So I think with the Roush, I think he's got a multi-year deal in place. I think it's going to be a good fit for him to be the driver part owner, and I think it'd be good for both those guys.
Yep. John Hunter Nemechek joins Joe Gibbs Racing's Xfinity lineup for 3 races, so that move to the Toyota program is already paying off for John Hunter. Not only the wins and the Truck Series so far, but now he's starting to get the Xfinity rides in a Gibbs car, so that was a good move.
A very good move.
Justin Marks says Trackhouse would like to expand in 2022, and 2311 Racing is looking to add a second car in 2022. That leads me to a rumbling of some major announcements coming this weekend. Brett Griffin on Door Bumper Clear said, "Stay tuned Saturday to a big announcement."
And then what was the one?
I would have to assume that would relate to Kaulig Racing's move to the Cup Series because they confirmed that. So I don't know, man. It's
man, we thought last year was a silly off season.
Yeah, this is getting pretty nuts.
I think I might have to go to the store and get a pen and paper to get down all these notes and newsworthy events that we had coming up.
And that is it for news.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do my little tidbit here. Hold on 1 second.
I'm gonna play the social media update while you're looking for that, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead.
It does not want to play. There we go.
Yeah.
Now it finally played. Social media update. We are at 2,791 downloads, 415 followers on Twitter, 88 followers on Facebook, 29 subscribers on YouTube. New follower shoutouts this week include at mchance129, at yaboydenny14, at hollandag, at mattyedge33, at chrishacker_, at cannon_racing, and at NASCAR blind spot. Thank you all for the follows this week.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate. Well, 2 weeks, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks worth of followers.
Podcast shoutouts. We got the Lap Traffic Podcast, PTM Racing Podcast, 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast with EG3, Side Draft Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Some places you can find us in your search bar. The Loose Lugs Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, you name it, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're there. But yeah, in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, follow, turn on that notification bell so this way you get notified every time we upload new content. And so you can hear Ryan with his ding.
Ding.
Oh, jeez.
Or that.
There it is. The Scooby-Doo.
That's right. I got AJ going. All right.
I can't believe you did it. Oh, God.
You think I'd forget? Heck no.
On Twitter, we're at Lugs Podcast. Tweet us about the show using hashtag LugsPod. On Facebook, in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Ryan, take it from here, buddy.
All right. Yeah, my Twitter handles are Rencola88, as I got AJ crying. What I was looking for was the weather forecast for Nashville. Guys, if you're going to Nashville Super Speedway this weekend, I know our good friend of our show, Dalton Good, he'll be down there, and I got another one of my buddies. He's going to be down there as well. Try to stay hydrated. Friday's going to be 93 for the truck race. Saturday going to be 90, and then Sunday partly cloudy and 89.
All right, good. Continue with your rant.
So definitely try to stay hydrated. Speaking of staying hydrated, man, we did touch on it earlier, but that really it really makes me angry that NASCAR. I don't know. I've never been to a PGA golf event, tour event. If anybody else has been to a PGA tour event, I don't know if you're allowed to take a cooler in or not. But I remember back in the days where we used to be able to take a full-size cooler in there, load it up with whatever you want. Them damn things were a pain in the butt to carry around the track all day. But we did it. We got it done. Thanks to the fine folks at Talladega for throwing coolers on the track, we had to go to these soft-sided coolers. Didn't like that at first, but guess what?
You bastards.
Yeah, exactly. We've gotten through the soft-sided coolers. And now to not be able to even take a cooler in, to me, I hope it's all because of the whole COVID issue, the whole COVID pandemic going on. Hopefully that's the reason why they're not allowing outside beverages into Texas and Nashville. Hopefully next year we get that resolved. These tracks will be able to bring in the coolers, because obviously when you go to race, you know you're going to be spending money, but why would I want to spend all that money on the food and concessions when I can do it on the track merch?
Yeah.
I'm so irate right now about this. Like, I'm glad I didn't, go to the Texas. I know that because you remember that little rain shower that we had last year in Texas. That
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it's still not raining, but that's.
I think I'm bringing a roller to Daytona next year.
Oh, you might have to.
No, like I think I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Because I am tired of lugging a cooler back and forth.
Yeah.
I'd rather just roll it.
Well, what size coolers are you allowed to take
14 by 14 by 14, and they make one that's a roller.
Wow. I'm not sure exactly what size coolers we're allowed to bring in MIS. I know my old junior cooler
And they're soft-sided.
Yeah, was pushing the sides, but they allowed it in. I'm like, cool, thanks. But yeah, like I said, it's just NASCAR is that only sport. Like I said, I haven't been to a PGA Tour event. Maybe somebody can help me out. Only sport you can bring in your own food and beverages, because how much is it for a hot dog and a pop at a Rays game?
I don't know. I'll tell you next week.
Okay, yes.
Or I'll tell you in 2 weeks on the show.
Yeah, but well, how about Emily Arena?
Why you got to bring this up? I spent a lot the last time we were there.
Okay, all right. So
well, they have a damn poutine stand there, and I love poutine.
Do they?
Poutine, for those that don't know, it's French fries with potato gravy on top of it, or on top of cheese curds, which starts to melt the cheese curds. They throw bacon and ranch on it, and it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. That's about $10, I think, $10 or $11.
Damn.
The food I got was like another $15-$16. But the beer story, oh jeez. When I went for the Bruins Lightning playoff game that one time,
yeah,
they sell the Tall Boys there at Amalie. That's the only beer they sell. They're in the Tall Boys. So regular Tall Boy I think was like $9.
About average price for a sporting event.
No, I'm sorry. The beer was $13.
Oh,
playoff prices.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Gotta have that playoff price.
I spent $35 for my beer.
Damn.
Because I wanted the koozie that went with it, that had the Lightning and Bruins logo on it. It said round 2 game or second round series on it.
And so you cut that can koozie in half and threw the Tampa Bay out.
You know, the thing I ran across is the koozie's great. It does not get used much though, because even on the 16-ounce cans,
yeah,
I put a Copenhagen can in the bottom of it, so this way I could put a 16-ounce can in it and make it worth it.
Yeah, like I said, it's like, you know, when you go to these events, you know you're going to be spending the money though. But like NASCAR is like that sport. You don't have to worry about the necessities, so to speak.
Yep.
It just pisses me off.
All right, ready for the white flag?
Sure.
Keep working the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only 2.
White flag. So our last picks were Sonoma and Mid-Ohio. I went 3-2 or 3-0 against you, Ryan.
Yeah, man.
I got the 2 points for the Allmendinger win, which you had Cindric, I believe.
Yeah. I'm watching that race. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, son of a...
And then I took Chase in the Cup race, who finished second. You took Kyle Busch. I now lead the season 34-29, so I go first. In the Truck Series, Ryan, I just pretty much threw a dart and just picked Sheldon Creed because I didn't want to pick John Hunter Nemechek again.
All right. I went the 88 of Matt Crafton.
On the Xfinity side, Ryan, I'm going with AJ Allmendinger. Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier? Yeah, speaking of which, last time we recorded, Allgaier's wife didn't have the baby. They just had the baby, so a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations to the Allgaier family.
Yes, sir.
I'm going Riley Herbst. I'm throwing a dart at.
That is definitely throwing a dart. Cup side, Ryan, there's really no one else to go with. Kyle Larson.
Okay, who's your dark horse?
My dark horse, Chris Buescher.
Oh, nice dark horse. I am going with the teammate. You can't bet against Hendrick right now, so I'm with the 48 Alex Bowman with my dark horse of Austin Dillon.
One of the guys that raced this track before Austin Dillon.
Exactly. I was thinking, I was going into that, I'm like, I know he's raced there. Harvick's raced there before. Kyle with the Guitar Smash. But
If
so
Dalton
yeah.
makes those shirts, I'm buying one.
Oh, I'd get one too.
Did you see Nashville's putting down resin and then running the tire dragging over it?
Really?
Yeah. So different than the PJ1, but it'll be interesting to see.
I know it's a concrete track. I think Jeff Striegel's down there already, and he posted a video. Track looks pretty cool in person. I'll tell you that much.
I just remember it not being very good the last time anyone was racing on it. So I don't know, but I'm optimistic. We'll see what happens.
I hope we get that that father again. That because the smoking hot wife.
The pastor.
I call the kids Little E's.
You line him with a little ease.
Yeah, that's right. And Jesus or God's name, boogity boogity boogity. Amen.
Hit him with it, Ryan.
All right, guys. Hope everybody, if you're going down to Nashville, stay cool, stay hydrated, enjoy, and we will see you at the track.
Special thanks to everyone who helped us out here tonight with the Agenda Free show. Thanks for Patrick for coming out and chat and talk with us a little bit. Thank you all for tuning in on iTunes, Podbean, all that good stuff. The show might not be up and ready by Friday morning, but by Friday evening it will for sure be up. Make sure you check it out. Well, thank you for checking it out if you're listening to it.
That's right.
Final thing, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We'll catch you next week. We're out. See ya.
Thank you, AJ.
Track